Oh, yes. We are so late, and I apologize. We are extremely, extremely late, and I apologize for that very much. But I had an urgent thing to deal with here. What's going on is, by the way, I got a new camera. I got a nice new camera. Hope you like it. So, what's up, W. Ruse? What's up, Moose Gal? Sorry I'm late. We're going to kick in really soon here because unfortunately. So, here's the deal. I am working on a task force right now with Fight for the Future. I'm going to be able to make an announcement about that really soon. This week, I'm going to be able to make an announcement. But and I'll have some other announcements as well. That's going to happen this week, either tomorrow or Thursday. But today was the first. Today was the first day of that. So we kind of had a couple meetings that ran late because we're getting stuff together. So that is why I am late, and I apologize for it. And I'm really sorry. And we're going to get right into the news because, today's show is a little crazy. Yesterday's show was a little crazy, too. It's been a weird week. But yeah, things are gonna work. We'll get back together soon. But yeah, that's why I'm late today. Howdy, Chris. What's up, Anna? What's up, Karen? What's up, Susan? What's up, Frederick? What's up, Moose Gal? What's up, Mr. Broken Oz? Good to see everybody. Hope everyone's well. We're going to jump right in and get to the news since we are very late. And the summary for anyone that just came in here, I had a task force. I'm joining a task force for a Fight for the Future. We're working on a project together for net neutrality. I'm going to have a more formal announcement tomorrow or Thursday, and I'll have a lot more to share with y'all then. But for right now, today was the first day of us getting it started, so we've been working on some stuff, and I had to kind of take a little bit of time to do that. So that's why we're late today. So we'll be doing, and I'll have more announcements coming up really soon this week to kind of summarize everything that's going on. All right, so let's jump into it for right now. Colorado. I love Colorado. I hope you love Colorado. First, Colorado legalized, well, they didn't legalize it, but they decriminalized shrooms. Decriminalized it. Shrooms decriminalized in Colorado, setting the new bar for Rocky Mountain High. Well, guess what Colorado did now? Colorado, they did something else that's pretty cool. Colorado's a great place, and they're going to be seeing a big influx of people, because guess what else Colorado just did? Colorado becomes the first state to cap insulin costs. Beginning in January, Colorado residents who have diabetes won't pay more than $100 a month out of pocket for insulin. So government, wow, I said governor. Governor Jared Polis on Wednesday signed legislation setting a cap on the medication's costs, making Colorado the first state to do so. The law limits co-payments for a 30-day supply of the life-saving drug under private insurance plans to $100. Now, it does not directly change the price of insulin, but it does limit the out-of-pocket cost. Insulin has become a prime example of runaway drug prices in the United States. Colorado legislators laid out the problem in the text of the bill, stating that insulin prices have increased 555% in the last 14 years, even with inflation taken into account. Let that sink in. 555%. It has gone up 555%. The price of insulin, a life-saving drug that people need. People who are diabetic, they need their insulin. 555%. All right, let's see what else they tell us. Depending on their insurance, some Coloradans, folks from Coloradans, had co-payments between $600 and $900 a month for insulin. That's more than people's rent in some cases. $600 to $900 a month that you have to spend on a drug you need to live. And you hear those stories all the time of people spacing out their insulin. because they can't afford a full 30-day supply. So good for Colorado. This is some good news. The fact that this has to happen is discouraging beyond comprehension. It's just more evidence on why we need to rein in Big Pharma, why Big Pharma is completely out of control, why our health insurance system is completely out of control. And Bernie Sanders had a drug bill that could have helped some of this. It was shot down, not just by Republicans, but by fellow Democrats, by other Democrats. They shot it down. Cory Booker among them. So this is good news. This is good news coming out of Colorado. And another reason to be a fan of that state. But, I mean, you know, we can battle Big Pharma one state at a time, and that is something. But what we really need is Medicare for all, and we need to tackle Big Pharma extensively. But good for Colorado. Good on you, Colorado. And I hope to see you soon on the road. All right. So here's something fun Donald Trump's doing. Here's a nice new Trump thing. Whenever people are like, "Oh, there's no evidence that Donald Trump's racist." No evidence of it. No evidence. The Central Park 5, the housing practices, comments that he's made over the years, the fact that he couldn't denounce Nazis, all just circumstantial stuff. Well, here's another fun one for you to use mental gymnastics to try to explain out of. So Harriet Tubman is unwelcome on Donald Trump's $20 bills. Last week, the Trump administration announced it will delay the release of a new $20 bill adorned by the famed abolitionist until after Trump leaves office. He just couldn't have that. He said he was a non-interventionist. He'll bomb whoever you want, though. He's fine with the military-industrial complex now. That was just a big lie, and that's fine. He'll do whatever the military-industrial complex wants. He's not going to drain the swamp after all. He's in bed with Wall Street, just like everyone else. But, man, that $20 bill, he will not stand idly by for that. Come on. You gotta be kidding me, right? Right? Donald Trump. Who's on the $20 bill? You may need to reach for your wallet or Google to recall. It's a big thing for some. So big, it has President Donald J. Trump descending to a new low. Last week, U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin announced... Steve Mnuchin, by the way, guy who should be in prison. Dude who should be in prison, Steve Mnuchin, announced that the Trump administration will delay the release of a new $20 bill adorned by the famed abolitionist Harriet Tubman until after Trump leaves office. So what's going on is in April of 2016, the Obama administration announced that Tubman would be the new face of the $20 bill, replacing former President Andrew Jackson. The former slave would be the first black woman featured on U.S. currency. The new bill was to be released in 2020 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. Not now. I like how that article said, it was like, not now. Not now. How do you justify that? Don't worry, we got this. We're gonna put a halt to this great thing. This really good gesture that could show that we're evolving as a society. Not on our watch. Not on our watch. Oh, man. Gotta love it. Hey, my coffee's more visible now. I have a desk, right? Look at this. My desk is happening, and my face is not. We have new equipment. My face is not as much like, boom, my face, which I like that. That's a good thing for me. All right, here we go. All right. It's not a decision that is likely to come until way past my term, even if I serve the second term for the president, Mnuchin told the U.S. House Financial Services Committee on Wednesday. So I'm not focused on that for the moment. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. There's people he can kick out of their home. He doesn't care about this. So Tubman was chosen from thousands of nominations. I mean, I remember when that happened. I'm sure you guys do. I think we actually covered it on this show. We talked about it on this show. When that was going on. I remember that. I'm sure you do too. She won. But that doesn't matter. So, here we go. This is awesome. Adding to insult, Trump had suggested Tubman's visage could be added to the discontinued $2 bill. Wow. There we go. There's the consolation. That thing we don't make anymore. Believe me, we're going to make the $2 bills again. We'll throw her on it. We won't put them into circulation, but I'll make one. I'll put it in the Oval Office. Donald Trump. There we go. Good job. Just being a dick for no reason. That's really all that is. Just being a total douche for no reason whatsoever. All right. There we go. There's some Trump news. So let's go to some net neutrality specific news now, because we have some bad news on net neutrality, and this is part of the reason I'm working on a task with Fight for the Future. And again, I'm going to have a big announcement about that this week. Tomorrow or Thursday, I'm going to have a big announcement about what I'm working on with Fight for the Future. It's going to be a day of action for net neutrality, and I'm really excited about it. That's why the show is late today. I've been meeting with them. Today was our first day getting the ball rolling on this. This was the first day of the action. So, stuff kind of took a while, and yeah, that's why Get Your News On with Ron is late today. I will do my best to maintain the 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time start time, and I will inform you guys to the best of my ability. But today was a little crazy. It was the start of something new. It's also the day after the holiday on Monday, so it's a Tuesday that is a Monday, so things got a little crazy, and I appreciate everyone's understanding and patience. But here's what's going on with net neutrality, and this is not good news. 47 Democrats cave on net neutrality after GOP calls bill dead on arrival. GOP blocking of net neutrality vote rewarded as 47 Democrats ask for a compromise. So, quick refresher on what's going on here. The Save the Internet bill, which is a good bill, it just reinstates net neutrality. What is net neutrality? Net neutrality is that thing that keeps the internet free and open. It doesn't allow fast lanes and slow lanes. It doesn't allow paid prioritization. It basically keeps the internet great as we know it today. Without net neutrality, you could be price gouged by your internet service provider. They could charge you more to access certain websites. They could slow down your speeds depending on how much you pay into different lanes. They could price out content creators. Shows like this wouldn't be able to exist anymore because only corporate media and stuff that could pay the fees could load faster. So we could pretty much gut the free and open internet as we know it. It could turn the internet into cable television 2.0. We've had net neutrality since the advent of the internet. It was just assumed, and it wasn't written in stone. The cable companies eventually decided they didn't want to follow net neutrality anymore, so they sued the FCC. They won that lawsuit, but the courts told the FCC, hey, if you designate the internet a Title II designation, which means it's a common carrier, then net neutrality is required. The FCC didn't want to do that because Tom Wheeler was a cable lobbyist himself, but the people screamed, and they screamed loud, and they crashed the FCC's website with their comments, so we got net neutrality officially on the books in 2015. Then Trump's FCC came in. Ajit Pai, who was introduced into the fold by Barack Obama in the first place, repealed those FCC rules. Now we're fighting to get it back. You have not seen the effects of a post-net neutrality world yet because we're fighting it out in the courts. And different states are proposing net neutrality bills, including my home state of California. So, what did they do? Congress got the Save the Internet Act. All the Save the Internet Act did was it just says, hey, we're putting net neutrality back. We repealed it. That was the wrong choice. That was bad. We're putting it back. It was 3 pages long. Very simple. It passed the House. But Mitch McConnell in the Senate said, hey, it's dead on arrival here. Even though over 83% of citizens favor net neutrality, and they want net neutrality, and the people have screamed very, very unapologetically and thorough that yes, we want net neutrality. Well, the Senate said it's dead on arrival, so what do the Democrats do? Instead of standing with the people, well, now they're caving on this. And this ain't good. 47 Democratic members of Congress are calling for a net neutrality compromise with Republicans who have refused to support a full restoration of the net neutrality rules repealed by the Ajit Pai-led Federal Communications Commission. The Democratic majority U.S. House of Representatives voted in April to pass the Save the Internet Act, which would restore the Obama-era FCC's net neutrality rules. Keep in mind, we did have net neutrality long before Obama was in office. It just got solidified on the books during his administration, which was a good thing. But Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell declared the bill dead on arrival in the Republican majority Senate. So here's the letter that they drafted to Nancy Pelosi. They want to compromise with the GOP now. We, the undersigned, voted for the Save the Internet Act because it represented an opportunity to resolve questions that courts have struggled with for decades, the Democrats wrote in a letter to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. At the same time, we recognize that this legislation is unlikely to become law or pass through the Senate in its current form. If that proves true, consumers will be left without enforceable net neutrality protections while partisan conflict continues. We believe this result is unacceptable and unnecessary. The letter to Pelosi was led by Representatives Josh Guttheimer and Scott Peters and signed by another 45 Democratic members of the House. It goes on to suggest that the House create a bipartisan working group. The Democrats' letter to Pelosi said the proposed bipartisan working group should be modeled on the Wicker-Sinema effort in the Senate. By the way, Kristen Sinema opposed to net neutrality. She's the only Senate Democrat who didn't co-sponsor the Save the Internet Act. So let's see. During House negotiations on the Save the Internet Act, Republicans proposed numerous amendments to weaken the net neutrality rules. Among other things, these amendments would have exempted all 5G wireless services and all multi-gigabit broadband services from net neutrality rules, prevented the FCC from limiting the types of zero rating that ISPs can deploy, and classified broadband as an information service. Right there is the nail in the coffin. So the Republicans also put forward a couple of net neutrality bills that were bullshit bills, that were fake bills. If they classify it as an information service, if the FCC designates the internet as an information service, which is a Title I, instead of a Title II, which is a common carrier, net neutrality can't be enforced. So this, quote, compromise is really just killing off net neutrality. That's what this compromise is. Republicans tried it. They put forth a couple fake net neutrality bills. Those amendments and those fake bills were all shot down, which was a good thing, but now the Democrats are caving on it. Now the Democrats are caving on net neutrality. Because this bipartisan committee will not give us net neutrality protection at all. Let's see what they're giving us lip service that they're actually due. So they're saying that Republican lawmakers often, not always, but often, support bans on blocking and throttling. They've also proposed laws that would allow pay prioritization, letting internet service providers charge online services for faster access to internet users. That means shows like this and pretty much all the other content creators you love on YouTube and other similar platforms, we're done. That's what that means. And that's no embellishment. The podcast that you like, your podcast if you have one, unless you got the big bucks to pay for paid prioritization, which I do not. Most independent media does not. Pretty much all independent media does not. Then you're done. And if they designated an information service, we won't have net neutrality. And what do they want to do in this, quote, compromise? They want to designate an information service. So this compromise is not bipartisanship. It is not meeting in the middle. It is killing net neutrality. And this is bipartisanship in our current environment, where Republicans have a horrible idea and Democrats will help them sell it. Because that's what bipartisanship means in our current society. So this is terrible that the Democrats are caving on this. And this is not a net neutrality solution. Nowhere close. It's actually quite the opposite. This compromise, quote unquote, is not a compromise at all. Because there is no compromise on net neutrality. We either have it or we don't. And with this proposal, this bipartisan proposed idea, we don't have it. So, let's add a little bit of insult to injury here. This is all happening during the Trump administration, mind you. And guess what else just happened? Ivanka Trump wins the Internet Freedom Award a year after net neutrality officially ended. Ivanka Trump. Giving Ivanka Trump an Internet Freedom Award would be like giving Laura Bush a Peace Prize. It is completely and utterly inappropriate. It has no bearing whatsoever. Like, what the hell are you doing? Laura Bush getting a Peace Prize. Her husband started an illegal war. Ivanka Trump getting an Internet Freedom Award. Her husband allowed net neutrality to be gutted. She gets an Internet Freedom Award. Gee, why? Let's try to find out. Let's see what mental gymnastics they did to justify this accolade. There she's waving, going, yeah, I get. At a gala in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday, Ivanka Trump was given an Internet Freedom Award by the Internet Association, a lobbying group that represents tech companies. There you go. In a press release, Internet Association President and CEO Michael Beckerman praised Trump's extraordinary contributions to public policy and the Internet economy. Do you know how much the loss of net neutrality will wreck the Internet economy as we know it? It will wreck it. That's why there are some big tech companies that do, in fact, favor net neutrality. It favors their business model. I know they don't like it for the same reason you and I do, but they like it nonetheless. Mozilla, there's been a lot of organizations. Netflix for net neutrality, Google. Wow. It's amazing. Over the past 2 years, advisor to the president, Ivanka Trump, has focused on closing the skills gap so that all Americans are prepared to compete for the jobs of today and tomorrow. Ms. Trump helped launch the American Artificial Intelligence Initiative and steer the bipartisan Quantum Initiative Act into law. Wow, that is incredible. Ivanka Trump. That's amazing. Oh, and by the way, I think when I was making my Laura Bush analogy, I accidentally referred to Ivanka as Trump's wife, but Ivanka is Trump's daughter. I apologize for that. Yeah, Ivanka's the daughter. You know how it goes. Ivanka's the daughter that he wants to date. You can see how it gets confusing. Melania, of course, is the wife. But I think earlier in the segment, because I made the Laura Bush analogy, who is the wife to George W. Bush, I also referred to Ivanka as Trump's wife, which is, yeah. All right, so self-correction there. There we go. Ivanka Trump gets an Internet Freedom Award for all the great innovation the Trump administration's done for the Internet. You know, like killing net neutrality. They destroyed the free and open Internet as we know it. So you get an award. Hey, Internet Freedom Award. As in, we have the freedom to not enjoy the Internet anymore. We're free since we don't have the Internet anymore. There we go. Good job. All right. Okay, so here's a story that Marcus shares that would have been perfect for yesterday. But unfortunately, I didn't see it yesterday. But we're sharing it today nonetheless, and the margins are kind of shitty on this. I apologize in advance, but it's a really kind of spread out article, and I apologize for that. But we'll go to it. So conservative and liberal veterans groups launched lobbying campaign to end the forever wars. On Tuesday, two political veteran groups, one on the left, the other on the right, announced a new lobbying campaign aimed at ending America's forever wars. In a video tied to the announcement, Dan Caldwell, the senior advisor to Concerned Veterans for America, a conservative veterans group, and John Soltz, the chairman of Vote Vets, a liberal vets group which aims to get former service members into office, laid out their plan for a lobbying campaign aimed at changing policy on how the United States wages war. Though they're usually bitter rivals, the two groups say they found common ground in trying to end the myriad of conflicts that fall under the global war on terror, what are colloquially referred to as America's forever wars. After almost 2 decades of fighting what is now America's longest war, it is past time we re-examine the status quo. Nate Anderson, the executive director for CVA, said in a statement. So that's the conservative group. That's the conservative group saying that. Here's what the liberal group says. It is clear that the politicians in Washington needs a push when it comes to rebalancing war powers, and that unless they get it, these forever wars will continue. That's why, even while we disagree on many other issues, we are joining forces on this one. The coalition we formed and the combined political strength that we bring will change the debate and the political dynamic. So amidst our veterans, they're showing us what we've also seen in the world, and that is people all across the political spectrum. People on the right, people on the left. They all want to end our endless wars. That's something that the progressives and the libertarians have in common. That's something that the anti-establishment conservatives have in common. That's something that even some fiscal conservatives have in common with progressives and other lefties. We all want to end the endless wars. Pretty much across the political aisle. That's something we all have in common. One of the things that helped Trump win was he campaigned as a non-interventionist. It was a lie. We all know it was a lie. But he campaigned that way. So a lot of people thought, hey, my son or daughter, they're going to come home. He's going to end these wars. He didn't. But he said he was going to. A non-interventionist platform is connecting with people. That's why Tulsi Gabbard has so many different types of people that are drawn to her. Progressives, libertarians, people in the heartland. People are tired of our endless wars. And now you have two different veterans groups coming together who are on opposite ends of the political spectrum, according to the designations of their groups. But they're coming together and they're saying, we're sick of this. We're sick of this. And you know who has seen firsthand the most cost? Veterans. They've seen their colleagues die. They see their colleagues going on another tour overseas and they're wondering, why the hell are we still over there? What are we doing? We should have never been there in the first place. That's what veterans see firsthand every day. And they're coming together and they're saying, hey, we disagree on a lot of stuff, but it's time. This needs to be re-examined. This is broken. So there is across the lanes, across the political aisle support amidst our veterans to end these wars. It's time to end the economy of war. It's been time. All right. So, our final story for today, and again, I know today was an abbreviated episode. I appreciate y'all coming in late, and I appreciate y'all bearing with me as I was having to run late. But again, it is because I'm working on a task. I'm working on a day of action with the organization Fight for the Future. I'm going to have more information on that really soon, and I'm going to be making other announcements in regards to what's going on. I don't have all the information I need yet, but as soon as I have it, I will be announcing, a lot of different things because, this is going to be taking up some of my time. This is going to be a really special thing. I'm real excited about it. I'm going to want you guys to be involved. That's right. There's going to be a call to action for everybody. And I'm going to know all the details very soon, and I can't wait to share it with you. But for right now, I'm working on a task with Fight for the Future, and I'm going to have more later this week. But here's a little bit of Jeff Bezos news. Jeff Bezos, the guy who thinks we should just build civilizations for rich people in space. The guy who's already trying to tap into the moon's water after already owning media, owning food distribution via Whole Foods, and owning 50% of all online commerce. This guy's setting himself up to be emperor. The guy who tricked a bunch of cities into giving away billions of dollars worth of infrastructure information because he was trying to make a bunch of cities think he was considering them for a second location for Amazon. He wasn't. The whole time he knew exactly where the fuck he was going. He was going to go right next to the Pentagon and in New York City, baby. But he tricked a bunch of people into thinking he was actually looking. That guy. Guess what else he doesn't give a shit about? Climate change. Boom. I think the margins are fucked up on this one too. Yeah, totally. All right. Jeff Bezos wouldn't even come on stage to listen to his employees who want Amazon to address climate change. All right. So this was when was this from? It's saying Wednesday, but today is Tuesday. All right. So that's weird. This article comes to us from the future. It was probably from last week. But at Amazon's meeting, employees and investors voted on a wide-ranging spate of proposals, from banning the practice of selling facial recognition technology to adopting a serious plan to address climate change. Oh, two small matters. Just two asides. Hey, should we continue this Orwellian fucked up facial recognition thing? Bezos probably said, yes, I have money to make from the CIA. But, and also, should we do something about, potential climate disaster? Should we do something about that? We got 12 years to act. We have an F rating with all environmental agencies right now. We have an F rating. We're terrible for a community. We're as bad as Walmart. We're the biggest company in the world. Our owner is the richest person the world has ever seen, pretty much. Should we do something? Nah. I guess Bezos wouldn't even listen. Let's go back to the article. Each of the proposals ultimately failed. They all failed. They were like, nope, there's money to be made from this facial recognition technology, and nope, there's money to be made at denying climate change or just ignoring climate change, rather. We like the status quo the way it is. We're making money. We ain't doing shit about climate change. Jeff Bezos. And I guess he wouldn't even come out to listen. Here, the margins are pretty lame on this, so let me just see. All right, so here's the meat here. We'll go straight to this part. So in April, a group calling itself Amazon Employees for Climate Justice began circulating an open letter asking Bezos and the board to support the shareholder resolution and adopt a strong climate plan. The letter took off, and nearly 7,700 Amazon employees have signed on, marking the movement one of the largest efforts to tackle climate change inside a corporation ever attempted. ISS and Glass Lewis, two of the largest proxy advisors to institutional investors, came out in support of a yes vote on the resolution. And yet, at the shareholder meeting, Bezos was unfazed. Though he was present, the CEO remained backstage. More than 50 Amazon employees also attended the meeting, according to the AECJ, where, and that's the Amazon Employees for Climate Justice, where Cunningham delivered an impassioned speech to shareholders, urging them to support the resolution. Doesn't stood with her as she delivered her remarks. These are his employees, and he wouldn't even listen to them. Hey, we want to speak about la la la. I'm Jeff Bezos. I'm a real life Lex Luthor. I behave like a comic book villain. La la la. Climate change. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna build my city in space. I actually already have it built. I'm divorced now. I have my bachelor pad up there. La la la. I can't hear you. These are his own employees. And he wouldn't even hear them out. And what are they asking for? They're not even asking for a raise. They're not asking for better benefits. They're not asking for more time off. They're asking that one of the most powerful people on the fucking planet and one of the most powerful companies on the fucking planet do something about climate disaster. And he wouldn't even listen to them. Holy shit. Wow. That guy. What a leader. That's great leadership. That's great. Need some water. I need some water. La la la. Hey, climate change. La 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 la. That's his reaction. You say climate change. He said la 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 la. I have a spaceship. I have a spaceship. He probably does. He probably has a rocket. It's going to go to a city that he already built. His water supply is the moon, and he's gonna have a big satellite that's just going to project him on a screen, and he's just going to be going like this to planet Earth while our climate continues to go to shit. Jeff Bezos. There you go. There you go. He opposes Trump, though. He's part of the resistance. Right? All right. Let me see what you guys are saying. Let me see what y'all are saying today. Hi, Psoriasis. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Spider says he has his Bonneville and Moonbase plans already. Mr. Broken Oz, yes, more calls to action. Thank you, Ron. I'm excited. I'm really excited, too. I can't wait. I'm going to have more information hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, definitely Thursday. Definitely Thursday. Danny O'Brien, thank you for the Super Chat contribution. Seattle took it in the shorts to get Bezos' company started. At least Paul Allen and Gates played like they liked us. Big Brother Bezos. Hashtag Big Brother. That needs to check. That actually is a really cool hashtag. That needs to take off. Hashtag Big Brother Bezos. I like it. Let's see here. All right. Anna says, the bald guy with the minions who tried to steal the moon. He's just like Jeff. He's Dr. Evil. He's Dr. Evil. Yeah, I love it. Brilliant. All right, guys. Taking Amtrak up to Seattle from LA. Rick, safe travels, my friend. Safe travels. Miss Tree, that's very funny. The Transgalactic Partnership. Chris, Ron, Indie DSA has no interest in Muni broadband or the topic of internet freedom despite me trying for months. I'm really disappointed to hear that. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why that's the case, but yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. You'd think they'd be on board. Mike Spicer says, go Bruins. I am rooting for the Bruins because my fiance is from the Boston area. So I'm rooting for them for her. She's rooting for them. She played hockey, actually, which is really cool. She played hockey. So, yeah. Let's see here. Ron, people in the chat said you quit the Jimmy Dore show. Is that true? No, that's not true. Yeah, that's not true. I will have more announcing that, but the short of it is, no, I'm not leaving. I am going to be around a little less as of recent for a little while because of all the stuff I was talking about earlier, but I do not plan on leaving. Kate says, great hair day. Thank you, Kate. It's not me. It's my new camera. What's the length of the Jimmy Dore show sabbatical? Okay. Sabbatical. So I'm going to make a more formal announcement about all of this very soon. Once I know more about this task with Fight for the Future that I'm able to announce, there's a lot of things up in the air, but there's a lot I don't know. Once I know more, I'm going to be giving an update on what's going on with the Jimmy Dore show and what's going on with this task. I'm very excited about it. It is it's a thing that I'm going to be working on for a little while, and then of course I'm going to be touring the East Coast. Yeah, so that's what's going on. But I am not. I'm not leaving, so to speak. Yeah. So, we'll, and I'll have a more formal announcement. Anthony, you just left Jimmy hanging with us with unedited videos. I'm not the editor. You don't have to worry about that. I'm not the editor. If I was, those videos would be of much shittier quality, believe me. I'm not a tech person. I don't even edit Get Your News On with Ron. Joe does. He's fantastic. He's a brilliant editor. He's the best. Unknown Space Pioneer, see you in New York City. Unknown Space Pioneer, I will see you in New York City. And thank you so much for that Super Chat contribution. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, so that's awesome. Guys, we are totally out of time, but I got some tour dates coming up. I'm going to be on the East Coast June 12th through 19th. June 12th, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. June 13th, Baltimore, Maryland. June 14th and 15th, Philadelphia, PA. June 16th, New Haven, Connecticut. June 17th, New York City. June 19th, Boston, Massachusetts. Get your tickets at ronplacone.com. ronplacone.com. Get your tickets. Please get your tickets. Yeah, we can't wait to go. Also, July 27th, we're going to be back in Vegas, baby. Vegas, baby. ronplacone.com for all those tickets. Also, if you want to support the show on the Sustainability End, please do consider becoming a patron. For a Give What You Can level, you get all kinds of exclusive content, including my album, and you help keep the show on the air. You help me expand. You help me do more streams. And that's how it goes. That's how it goes. We are totally out of time. I will have a lot of announcements this week. I got some exciting news coming up, and I'll be making some more formal announcements this week. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Should be back regular time. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Because of a new project starting this week, things are a little up in the air. But all should be good. I should be back on 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. You get it. You get it. Right here on YouTube. I will see you then. Lucy says meow. I say peace. Peace.